Now we're going to talk about some ways that graphs can be misleading. So the first thing we're going to talk about are bar graphs. So we have two graphs here that represent the percents of students who pass statistics courses in Michigan versus Ohio. Now notice this graph right here, it looks like about 4 times as many students passed in Michigan than Ohio. But if you look really closely at the numbers, this would be, like just under 90%. So let's say it's about 89%. Or maybe it's higher than that. These are going by ones. And this is at 82%. Right? Sorry that jumped. So it's not that it's 4 times as much. It looks really misleading, but the reason that this makes it misleading is that the y-axis didn't start at 0. So when we don't start at 0, things can look very misleading. So whenever we have a bar graph, we want it to start at 0. So this one's much more realistic. When it starts at 0, this is the same data. We see that Michigan's still up here, 88, 89, and Ohio's at 82, and you can see a much more realistic difference. So some other things that can make graphs misleading. Pictographs of areas or volumes can kind of trick the mind. They distort the differences. So pie graphs or circle graphs can also be hard to read. So your axes should be clearly labeled. So your x and y axis, whatever you're measuring, you need to label them so that the person looking at the graph can correctly interpret it. And graphs shouldn't be too cluttered. If you have too much going on in a graph, it can be very hard for the reader to truly understand what's happening. So these are only some things that can go on in a graph. Overall, it's important to remember that the reason for statistical graphs is to correctly relay information to the reader. And so graphs should be clear and created so that the person reading them can correctly interpret the data.